Ago, when I made my last video, how to remove iron and manganese from underground water, I was telling you about the chlorine process. Those of you that watched that YouTube video. Since then, I've dismantled that process. I've moved away from the chlorine process because now it wasn't just good enough for me to use the water for the swimming pool. I wanted to bring it to the toilets and to the inside of my house. So I had to reconfigure my whole structure, and I rather moved away from the chlorine process, and I rather went for the alum and soda ash like the use of the waterworks. And I will show you what I've done. It works on the same principle where you've got the JoJo tank. I use the JoJo tank as a treatment tank. What I've done here is on this end part here, I use this to indicate where the water, gives me an idea where the water level is. Okay, and not only that, I use this as a desludging mechanism. So when and this is water that I did last night. So what I do is I take this off, and I got the drain nearby, and I just put it there, and there's all the iron coming out. All this brown is all the iron. So I pause. The whole idea is that I mix the water and I mix my chemicals at the top here, and then I leave it overnight where all the iron settles out, and all that brown that you saw is all the iron that's collected at the bottom of here. Then from here to here by this tap is all my clear water. But now this I did last night, so when I first opened this tap, but I've got it all constructed over here through this here. Report, you see it was not clear at the beginning, but now the water's come clear. That is because some of the iron is gone inside the tap, so you must let that part go first. So what I do is I have my treated water. All this part here is my treated water. I've got two tanks that I use as treatment tanks, and then I've got this big tank on the side here which I use as my storage water. So what I've done is now I've treated this last night, so now I've got my two tanks of water. So now what I've done is I pushed it through to this to tell you about the two different types of pumps. This is a stainless steel pump, and this is a cast iron pump. Now the only thing with the cast iron, our water is so corrosive in nature. 99% of all this underground water is corrosive in nature. So when you put it through your household, you should have a stainless steel pump, because now I got this cast iron pump, and I want to show you what actually happens. What I'm doing with this pump is I'm circulating the water through these filters and into my storage tank with a timer. I put a timer so that it circulates. So I want the water to circulate every time. I want it to go fast as filters. But now I'm going to switch it on now to show you that the water inside, if it's been left some time in the pump, then what happens is, to show you how, pause. Okay, I don't know if you saw that, but when the water first came out, it was more brown than then it started getting clear. That is because the water that was lying inside the cast iron pump, it was still corrosive enough, so it took out iron from the cast iron pump. That's why it's better to get the stainless steel pumps. Anyhow, so I've moved that water, and it goes through these filters, which is a carbon filter and another carbon filter, and then it goes into my storage tank where I keep my clean water, and that's the water that we use inside the house. So what I've done is I've used the same principle as the last video, where you got this garden hose that I've cut a hole, and I've put it on spray, and it sprays inside this chamber. And then I've got a bucket that I've put some swimming pool fittings in here, and I've drilled these holes so that the water then flows in here on spray. It gets mixed. I throw my alum and my chemicals inside here, and then it fills up, and then it goes and it drips down, and through this I got this as a stirring mechanism, a turning stirring mechanism. I'll just show you. Take it out. And with PVC pipe, I have with these the T-pieces. I've also cut this at the angle so that when I turn this, angle, it helps it to mix the water. And as you can see, the water, well, this water is all clear at the moment, because it's all a clear water, because it's it happened from last night. It's all settled down, and this is the mixing that I do. So then now I want to show you how you make up these chemicals. What you have to do is you have to get alum powder, which you can get from your local Pick n Pay. They sell it for about 29 Rand odd. And you also need soda ash, these two, and this goes about for 19 Rand odd. Now what you have to do is you have to take this whole alum powder, get yourself a nice container, about a 2-liter container. You pour it in here, and you take 1.7 liters of water and you add it in here. It is quite a concentrated solution, and you dissolve all the alum. Don't worry if there's a little bit of alum that will still remain, because it's quite at its saturated point. You can just add about maybe another 100 ml. But after you've put in the 1.7, it's going to give you a final volume of just over 2 liters. That is your alum solution, number one. This guy, soda ash, you get yourself a 10-liter container, and you take this whole packet and you dissolve it in 10 liters of water. This one actually dissolves quite easy. So then you got your two solutions. Now in my case, for the amount of iron that I've got 800 micrograms of iron in my underground water. So I've worked out the alum concentrations, okay? So I worked out that out of this 2 liters of this alum solution, I just use 350 mils of that, and I poured it into that JoJo tank which I showed you outside there. Okay? I first poured that, and I got it on spray. So while it's going to spray, I pour it into that bucket, and it's on a turning mix a cycle. So the water is turning around, and then it's all dripping down. I used 4 liters of that soda ash. But I put it into another container that's got I wanted to have a slow drip inside when it's actually mixing in the bucket. I don't want the two to be mixed simultaneously. I don't mind if they mixed in the tank afterwards. So maybe what you should do at your house, you should see how you should take it like I've done in these glass jars here. You should actually work out how much alum you need to add, and then you can work out which is going to give you the best color and which flocks out the best. And then you decide on those concentrations.